Hello everyone and welcome back to the World Class Stand podcast. Our special guest today is Paddy Kenny, and today we're here at the Village Hotel. They have events, meeting rooms, bedroom and leisure facilities. They are undergoing major refurbishment. It's very well decorated here. We stayed here last night and the bedrooms are fantastic. And also if you're looking to book out your Christmas parties, you can book them live on the website now. We'll leave a link in the description where you can book your parties on their websites. So if you're looking for the perfect way to celebrate the festive season with work colleagues, friends or family, make sure you check them out. Steve, before we get into the episode though, can you tell us a little bit more about our World Class Club?
Yeah, World Class Club is our members area. It's £2.99 a month. It's not fixed. It's no contract. You can cancel at any point. It's on YouTube and Spotify. What you get is early release of episodes, and it basically supports us to get ex-pros. So we've got some ex-pros in the phone book, so please help us get those in the diary.
Brilliant.
And as usual, guys, remember to like and subscribe.
Hello everyone and welcome to the World Class Stand podcast. Our special guest today is Paddy Kenny. Paddy, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. So, would you like to just go through who are some of the best players that you played with throughout your career?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you going to stick yourself in goal, or are you going to...
No, I can't pick myself.
Yeah, I suppose not. So, who's one of the best goalies you've played alongside?
There's been a few, and I'm going to go with a lad who used to play for Tottenham, and when I were at QPR with him, he was like number 2 to me, but he played a few games towards the end of the season, and he was a top lad, and when he did play... the year after when I were injured, he was unbelievable, and it's Radek Cherny.
Okay, you have to help me spell that.
That's why I'm making you do it, because I don't know.
So I think the surname is
NY in it. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So I'm going 4-4.
4-4-2, yeah?
Yeah.
4-4-2.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going 4-4-2, old school.
Okay, so right back, who's your right back?
I've got to go
start
for, he's obviously a young lad who I've seen him coming through at Sheffield United, and he come on loan from Tottenham to QPR, and he's gone on to have an amazing career and won the Premier League many times. Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker, yeah.
Half decent.
Did he play Did he play a bit further forward at Sheffield United? Didn't he, or was he right back?
Right back.
Yeah. Okay.
Left back. Well, for a lad, he come on loan from Chelsea. Really nice lad. I've seen him. I think he's at Portsmouth now. Great left foot on him, and a really nice lad, like I said. And it's John Harley.
John Harley.
John Harley, how'd you spell that?
H-A-R.
Oh, Harley, sorry, yeah.
L-E-Y.
Got ya.
Yep.
2 centre halves I'm going for. One is a lad I played with many times. Again, he went on from Sheffield United to have a unbelievable career and played for England again, and that's Phil Jagielka.
Jags.
Rapid as well, wasn't he, apparently?
Yeah, he was nearly as quick as me, to be fair. There wasn't much between us. I can't believe you've done it. I'd have been putting Jags.
Yeah, true.
And then his other centre half, which I can't leave him out because he's an absolute wrong and great lad, tough as nails, he'd run through a brick wall for you. He was club captain and a very, very good club captain, Chris Morgan.
Chris
Morgan, yeah.
Yeah.
Legend again.
I think that's strong, me, back there.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm going strong there. Right, I'm going to go on the right. I'm going to go for a lad who I played with as well, Northern Ireland lad who's come through at Man United. Another cracking lad, Keith Gillespie.
Okay.
Gillespie, yeah. How good was Keith Gillespie? Do you think he's a bit underrated? Because he had a pretty decent career.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? I think he was, yeah. He had a cracking right foot on him, and like I said, he had
Played for Newcastle as well, wasn't he? Yeah.
Although I remember him getting sent off one time. Ball didn't even come in play at Reading.
Is he 1L? Or
He's what?
Is he 1L, 2Ls?
I won't even know, mate. I'm going to tell you.
That looks right.
Does it look all right, that?
Yeah, we'll
Looks
go with it.
That's how you spell
On
it.
the left, I'm going to go for, it's another Sheffield United boy who was, again, come through Sheffield United Academy. He went on to play in Premier League with Stoke and all that, and that's Michael Tong.
Michael Tong, yeah.
2 midfielders here. I'm going strong here.
Okay.
Another played with him at Sheffield United and at Leeds. Absolute, had an unbelievable career again. I think most of these have that are talking about. Where my first season at Sheffield United, he scored 24 goals from midfield, and I think 20 of them from outside box. So I'm going Michael Brown.
Okay.
Michael Brown.
Ball winner, midfielder.
Yeah, and he could score a goal, by the way. And he had saggy balls. And the other midfielder, I'm going for old Ali Forlan, who I played with at QPR. Very underrated, unbelievable player, and I think anyone that ever trained with him and played with him could see how he was. I think he was Argentinian. So
Yeah, he was,
yeah. And with two up top, I'm going for just dropping in a behind. I'm going for a Delta app.
Just number 10,
I'm going for him because it could be a nightmare sometimes and not coming for training and stuff like that. But when he was at it, and he had that flair, and he could always turn a game. I think he did against Cardiff once when we played. I think we drew 2-2 once down at Cardiff.
Oh, he went to that game.
He scored 2 worldies, didn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. Bothroyd scored a pretty good one, wasn't it? Curler, top corner. Yeah.
And then the big striker I'm going first, so he's my target man in case we've got to go a bit long, because we're not playing out front back too much, because I don't like that. And I'm going for a lad. He was at QPR again. Absolute unit. Great lad. By the way, he could take a penalty. Did the step up, and you'd be on the floor before he even took it. Ida Elgerson.
You're going to say that.
Yeah.
Good with his head as well.
Unbelievable. I remember when I were at QPR, and people used to say, "Oh, your kicking's ace," and I was thinking, "Nah." Ida makes like my kicking look half decent, to be fair. So yeah, that's my 11, and I think it's a decent team. That takes some beating.
Creative players there.
Yeah.
Obviously, the manager, it may be just a shoe-in already, but
so obviously manager's got to be the only one and only Kevin Blackwell. No, you can get Nottingham only Messi. Obviously, it's got to be Warner, can it? Listen, he signed me 5 times, and what he did for me in my career was quite scary. He had a lot of trust in me, and like I said, took me everywhere he possibly could, and
literally
everywhere. Yeah.
Still in touch with Neil today?
Yeah. Still messaging that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good. Great.
Good stuff.
Great side,
Okay, and that's Paddy Kenny's 1-11. Our next segment then, we're going into the current game. So, how do you see some of your former clubs getting on? So, start off with Sheffield United. Do you think they've got enough to bounce back this season to the Premier League? They've made a decent start.
There's good signs at press. I've been a few times this season, and they've looked good. I honestly didn't fancy him at start. I thought it's going to be tough after what happened last year. The way they did get beat in Premier League, it was like not just a few 1-0s or 2-0s. There was some big stuffings, but obviously some of the players have gone now, and some of the young lads have come in, and now I've been really impressed with how they've started. Obviously, it's a long season in Championship, still unbeaten, joint top, started -2. So no, like I said, it's a good signs at the minute, but like I said, a long way to go.
Yeah, last season was a bit of a drubbing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why I thought it'd affect them this season, obviously, because not just players, but the whole club in general. So for them to come out this season and start the way they have done is like credit to everybody involved, because it takes some recovering, that does.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, Luton haven't started too well, have they, in the Championship?
No,
so it does happen.
It's a bit of a
does,
surprise.
They didn't have as many stuffings as us last year either. So
it looked probably one of the stronger of the teams
so
last
it was
year.
like, it just shows you how it can affect you. I remember when we got relegated with Sheffield United in 2007, whatever it is, 2008. You think, and we had Colchester who just been promoted. You think, nice start at home, first game of the season. We were scratching around for a 2-2 draw, and it's like, wow, it can be tough when you come back down.
Yeah, definitely.
What about QPR then? They've not started the best of the day, but how do you think they?
No, do you know what? I think it's going to be one of them seasons where they just got to get through it again. I think the building. I were actually down in London on Thursday doing a show, and I went to see the new training ground. It is absolutely ridiculous. So I think the foundations are there now for them to like start progressing. But obviously things take time, don't they? They've not had a good start, and I think I did actually go watch Sheffield United and QPR, and it would tailor 2 hours. It ended up being 2-2. So yeah, it's not been a good start, but hopefully they can start picking some wins up.
And then on to Leeds. So just missed out last year on promotion, and always there or thereabouts, seem to be, don't they?
Yeah, I think they will be. They're strong, aren't they? They've got a strong team. Majority of players from there last season, and it's always difficult and all when you've lost in the playoffs to try get going that next season. So for them to be as well up as they are this early on is a good start, because it can affect you when you've been beaten. I've been beaten 2 playoff finals, and it's mentally and it's hard work when you come back the following season. But for them, I think they could have gone top the other night, couldn't they? But they end up drawing late on, so they're up there. They're gonna be up there all season, I thought.
Yeah, it cost them 2 points last night. It was on the last night before.
What do you?
That was a goalkeeper error, in fact, wasn't it? Not sure if you've seen the error.
What do you make of the
yeah.
mistake by the goalkeeper? It's an odd one, wasn't it?
Listen, sometimes you make mistakes. I will try to think back if I'd made one, because it was bad, wasn't it? But listen, goalkeepers, when you do make that mistake, it's a goal and you're buggered. You just can't explain sometimes why these things happen, and you could probably kick that ball to him exact same a million times and not want to go past him. But I don't know whether it were a bit of concentration or what. You just don't know. But it were a bit of a nightmare, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's football sometimes, isn't it? That's why we all watch
exactly. Because it looked like they were going to win, didn't it? And then all of a sudden it's like, wow. It's like and then as a Sunderland player and a fan, you feel like you've won the match then, because the way you've scored in 90, whatever it was, 7th, 8th minute.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Bury. So Bury have had a very, very tough time financially, didn't they? Don't know too much about it, so I won't say too much, but I'm not sure how close.
No, I think they always have done. I go back to my time when I was there, and we didn't get paid sometimes, and then even after I'd left, they were always save our shakers, try to raise money.
Yeah. So
it's been a club that's always struggled. Sometimes I think they're being misrun and stuff like that, but it's nice to see them back. They're back at Gig Lane now, and I think there were 2 sides to the thing when they were trying to get back together, and they've managed to solve a few issues out, and I think they're doing all right this season. I've actually been asked to go to a game when I can, so I'm going to try get to one and look forward to it.
Yeah,
great.
Definitely. Okay, so who is your club? You obviously play for a few clubs. Who would you say is Paddy Kenny's club?
Do you know what? As a kid, people don't know this because I get hammered because of the Aguero goal, but I was a Man U fan as a kid because I love Peter Schmeichel, and then from Peter Schmeichel, you had like people like Edwin van der Sar, and I always looked up to people like that, and so I was a bit of a Man U fan as a kid, but I always look out for all my teams. I do actually go watch Sheffield United because I live in Rotherham, and I still go when I can. So yeah, I'd say, like I said, all my teams I played for, I always look out for.
Yeah.
Well, Man United is a bit of a topic for the last few seasons, isn't it? In terms of their fortunes. Are you still a fan? Would you say? And
still look out for them, yeah. Of course,
do you think?
Even though Man U fans probably hate me.
What do you think? I mean, they've had a lot of changes backroom, haven't they? Do you think that's going to bed in eventually and it's going to come good, or do you think it's just?
I think it's gone too far now. I think they need a change, and quick. It's quite sad actually seeing them where they are compared to where they used to be. As I was growing up as a kid, it was like it used to be Liverpool, and then Man U took over, and then I think it's like 10 years, like probably the last 10 years now, they've been struggling. I know they've won a few cups, but Premier League wise, I think they've not been the same.
Get Neil Warnock in and Paddy Kenny as the goalkeeper coach.
Imagine that. Oh, yeah. Well, that wouldn't it?
What do you make of Andre Onana? Because he gets criticised heavily. Would you say that maybe the Man United goalkeeper position is probably the most scrutinised in English football?
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? I think you see some foreign goalkeepers come in, they find it hard. Remember when De Gea first come in?
Yeah.
They questioned him, didn't they? And then,
You're skinny, weren't he?
Yeah. There weren't many of us about, do you know what I mean? But he struggled for a season or two. Yeah. There were always question marks over him, and then look, he ended up being unbelievable. So you've got to give these people time, but sometimes you don't have time, do you? And it's hard, especially as a goalkeeper and all.
Yeah,
that's it. I think Erik ten Hag, I think he's outstayed his his tenure now for me. I think before last Christmas he should have gone, and obviously doesn't seem to be getting any better, does it?
No, it doesn't. I think it's going absolute other way, if I'm honest. And I think the FA Cup, winning the FA Cup's kept him on it and given him a little bit of a few more games and stuff. But I just can't see any improvement this season. So it's a matter of time, I think. I think you never know if they don't win today, it could be
Tough game today as well.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, how do you follow your football nowadays? Do you go to many games, or is it mainly TV? And do you do any punditry at all?
No punditry. It's a bit of everything, TV, radio, whatever.
Yeah.
Go to games. I'm if I'm not busy, I'm like I'll put a game on or whatever. Or like I said, I do like to go watch Sheffield United. A lot of my friends are Sheffield United fans, and also I go to some away games with them and things like that. So more just piss up than never remember match half the time.
Yeah.
Would you tend to watch your coverage these days? There's so many outlets out there now. Sky Sports, TNT. Do you watch TikTok 24/7?
No, I don't watch.
You scrolling?
TikTok, no, yeah. That's probably life, innit? You sit there watching game actually on your phone, messing about.
Yeah.
But no, it's just a bit of everything. Whatever's on, whenever it's on. If my missus will let me watch Stella.
You a podcast fan? You listen to any podcasts?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, well, I've got a transport business, and I do a bit of driving as well. And while I'm out on the road, I put my podcasts on. Yeah,
Good
Brilliant
stuff.
So, our podcast is the World Class Stamp. So we think it's the highest accolade you can give as a player. Everyone's got a different opinion of what world class is. So what's your definition of a world class player? And can you give some examples of who deserves it?
It's hard, isn't it? Because I think it's thrown around quite easy. I think you've got to look at people especially like Ronaldo's gone different leagues, different countries, done it. Messi was unbelievable and gone on and won stuff with Argentina. So I just think players like that have been unbelievable, played the amount of games they've played, they've got winning mentalities, and they're just entertaining to watch and all out there. And I remember when Man United signed Ronaldo, we were playing Macclesfield, Sheffield United, and we were staying at Mottram Hall, and he was there, he was doing alt press, had turned up, and we seen him, and we were like, what the fuck's this? Someone went, oh, it's Ronaldo that Man U have signed him from, we're Sporting Lisbon. Yeah, Sporting Lisbon, like, oh, right, never heard of him. And then about a few years later, you were like, wow, unbelievable.
Yeah.
But you always remember that drive in and all cams, there were hundreds of cameras there when he went in, and like I said, he's ended up being what he is.
Is he world class for you?
Oh, definitely.
Messi as well?
100%.
Yeah. Anyone, are they the top two? Anyone under that tier?
I'm just trying to think, over years you've got Ibrahimovic, people like that, you've had them all, haven't you?
Yeah.
Like goalkeepers.
You look at like Iniesta and Xavi and all them lot. They were frightening players. Goalkeepers wise, you've got to go Alisson, haven't you, and Edison.
Buffon maybe.
Oh, back in there.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
That sort of level. There's got to be that sort of consistency.
Yeah. And is he still playing? Is there 40 odd or something?
Not long ago.
I think he's not long retired.
Yeah,
he was playing in second division, wasn't he?
Like, wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't get out of bed at 40 and he was still playing. It's like frightening.
Brilliant.
I'll tell you who's done really well though is Martinez at Aston Villa, because
he has.
He's done really, really well, and I don't know if you class him up there yet, but he's a character and all, isn't he?
He's won the World Cup, hasn't he?
I know, that's what I mean.
It was that wasn't a surprise he left. I think it was a surprise of how good he's become as an Arsenal fan, because obviously he never played many games, did he?
It's hard, isn't it? And sometimes you need to play games to get that consistency and show what you can do.
Yeah. So who was your idol as a goalkeeper growing up?
Peter Schmeichel.
Yeah. He's the one you.
I felt like he changed goalkeeping in England when he used to come out and spread himself, and used to throw up ball near the length of the pitch and things like that, and just had a presence about him. But when you even look back at him, though, we're going back goal, he was making mistakes. He made mistakes, you know what I mean? And it happens.
He used to get lobbed quite a lot, didn't he? I remember a couple of goals. Philippe Albert.
That one at Newcastle.
Perez as well. Perez gave him a good lob, didn't he?
Yeah, Perez for Villa. There's one more. He got a Malatizzi, I think it was, chipped him as well. So
he's staying his line a bit more, doesn't he? Do what I do, don't come off my line.
How about outfield players then? Anyone you come up against, you think, oh, he's world class, this guy? Or
obviously played against Ronaldo. I'm just trying to think. I remember watching Henry. I was sat on bench against France for Ireland, and like it didn't even look like he was touching floor when he was running. He was like gliding. It was unbelievable. It was quite scary actually. Yeah. He was some player.
Was that the game where he handballed it?
No, it wasn't that one. No.
Okay. Yeah.
We've had a few on the panel come on as guests. It started off from our first podcast, and we can't quite get an answer of this Premier League player. But would you
say Alan Shearer was world class?
The amount of goals he scored.
He's got 260. He got the record still, but we haven't had a guest to say he's world class.
What more can you do? I guess. In reality.
Yeah,
I know.
But
I think we get often the answer we get is world class goal scorer, but not necessarily a world class player.
Yeah, possibly that's the answer, isn't it?
But
But the amount of goals he scored, it's hard, isn't it?
yeah.
That's it, see.
But that's what you say. Where do you cap world class at?
Does winning trophies help? If you said, Alan Shearer scored 260 in the league, won 4 Premier Leagues, 3 Champions Leagues, is he automatically getting world class then?
No. It's hard, isn't it?
not giving much
That's why
away.
we're here.
I don't know. It's
It's a sat on the
it's a
fence.
tough one. Like you said, world class finisher, but
It's a term that's branded around, isn't it? But to actually say
Yeah. And another
you're
thing,
a definite world class player, how can you say that?
we've noticed that like when we started doing it just on our own, and we was like giving out, he's world class. When we speaking to pros actually played against these players, the bar is so much higher. It's like, oh no, only like the small bracket of players. And I suppose once you play against them, you kind of you get that more perspective. So that's something that we've kind of learned from the podcasts. But there's only like a select few that they like to give it out to. So yeah.
Okay, so
so with the national side, obviously you play for Republic of Ireland. And do you follow England at all? Obviously being an Englishman.
I do watch them. Yeah, but I was brought up Irish as a kid. I was brought up Irish.
You was brought up following Ireland.
My dad were Irish, and my mum's parents were Irish, so
yeah,
I was always brought up to support Ireland and.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So.
Say it. Hate England.
Yeah.
They got the World Cup today. Robbie Keane and Roy Keane.
We had when I was involved with Ireland,
it was a great side. Was
Damien Duff.
I used to play.
Yeah, Duff. He was a player. Shea Given.
Obviously
underneath Shea. What a guy he was. Is what?
Ian Hart.
What a left foot he had.
Yeah.
We had Stephen Carr. We had a solid team back in the day when I first come onto the scene. Yeah.
Carr,
Tottenham, Newcastle,
of course. Yeah.
Who was the defenders? Was it Dunn? I know Dunn was playing. But
Richard Dunn,
maybe. Kenny Cunningham.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was
he?
Yeah. And I forget I played a game for Ireland, right? And Kenny was centre half, and he's not like 5 or 6 back passes onto my left foot in first half, and I cannot kick my left foot. It was like winding it up. And anyway, I managed just to get rid of him or do whatever I did with him. And I went in at half time. I went, fucking hell, Kenny. I said, give us a chance, mate. You stuck every back pass on my left foot. He went, why are you not left footed? It's like, fucking, can you not tell?
Yeah, shanking
like a bag of hors d'oeuvs. And when ball come back, kicking him out, playing everything.
Brilliant. Do you have any fond memories about going away for internationals? Because I bet that was some good laughs.
Yeah, we had some good times. It were old school back in them days, and all a little bit different. Remember, I'll tell you when it were, when Liverpool played in the AC Milan in the Champions League final.
Right.
And Steve Finnan were obviously an Irish squad, but he were playing. So Brian Kerr, my manager, he said, you go out if you want and watch match. And I got in a round with Richard Dunn. Oh my God, what a bad idea that was, by the way. That boy could drink.
Yeah.
Oh, that's put me in a taxi and sent me back. Lesson learned that day, no.
Yeah, brilliant stuff.
And you were Shea Given days, wasn't it? So top keeper. How many caps he had?
Shea Given. It was 100 and odd, wasn't it? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What was it like being around Shea Given?
Yeah, he was a great lad. I used to room with him as well, and he was one of them. He helped me out because at the time when I first got in the Ireland squad, I'd only just started having a goalie coach myself because I never had one at Berra. My first year at Sheffield United, the goalie coach Andy Leaning were part-time. So then the following season when I got called up, I was still learning the game, if you know what I mean. I was like 25-year-old and I'd never been like taught what were right and what were wrong. Mm-hmm. So when I used to go away, and we had like Packy Bonner, who was a goalie coach, and then obviously Shea used to help me out massively as well. He was a great lad and loved a beer. Yeah. So so it was good crack. Going out one night, I don't think we were meant to be going out, and Mark Kinsella, who used to play for Charlton.
Yeah, midfielder.
Me, him and Shea, like, I were rooming an hour with to go out, like we sneaked out fire exit. cross golf course, got a taxi to pick us up, went to Mark Kinsella's, one of his relations had a pub. Got absolute blinder. But I was shitting myself going back thinking if we get caught, they'll say no to share, but I'll get all ammo. But we didn't get caught, luckily enough. But I rang it next day at training.
Yeah.
So what's it like going on a international duty? It's obviously a very short period of time, isn't it? Where it must be hard to gel as a unit. Always, as a fan, that comes across on the pitch, you know.
Yeah, it is difficult because obviously your club football's day in day out in it, and then all of a sudden you just meet up probably every couple of months for like 10 days. And you've got to cram a couple of games in that time, and also it can be difficult. Yeah, there can be a long, like you go away for like 10 days. It can be a long 10 days because you literally get up in the morning, have breakfast, go training, come back, and then you're in the hotel all day. Then you don't do out. You can't go out or out. Can't do it. Well, you're not meant to go out.
Yeah, brilliant.
So you had 7 caps, is that right?
Yeah, 7.
7 caps, yeah. Talk through your getting called up and then your debut and those 7
Yeah,
caps.
it was mad actually when I got the first ever phone call. I thought someone winding me up, to be fair, but then it turned out it was genuine, and it was basically couldn't have got a madder game because it was like Brazil at Lansdowne Road, and like I remember like going to the game and sitting on the bench, and they had like Dida in goal, and they had like Carlos, they had Kaka, they had Cafu played, they had R9, Ronaldo, he played up front, and Ronaldinho. And I remember sat there on bench thinking, I hope I don't fucking get on today. Oh, fucking shitting me.
Yeah,
You say majority of that squad is probably world class. They had some.
Oh, that is a ridiculous. And we drew 0-0, by the way, and all.
Yeah.
But we had but when I mentioned them names earlier, we had like a tough team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Solid team, genuine lads. Sometimes that's what
Matty
it's all
Holland,
about.
I think, was around. Was he?
Matty Holland were there. Yeah.
Was Roy Keane still playing at that time?
Yeah, he come back for a bit towards end. I think I played 1 or 2 games with Keane. I were in a few squads with him. But no, and then my first full start was against Jamaica. We're a weird one, Jamaica away at Charlton.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I don't have you ever been to Charlton?
No.
So anyway, first half I was like by where you come out of the tunnel, and second half all the Jamaican fans were up in the away end, and it were jam packed with them. And I remember going up there in second half, swear all I could smell was weed. Honestly, I were off my tits through a game. No, I'm only joking. It was mad. I was like, wow, it stinks. We ended up winning 1-0, and it was like, it were an amazing, like my first full cap, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To think I'd come from Halifax and didn't come a footballer till I was 20. Never had a goalie coach properly till I was 25, and then all of a sudden I were
some story
playing for Ireland.
Yeah.
I was told at 15 I was too small. I'd never make a goalie, height-wise, not width. So...
that's short, there you know.
But at 15, I were 1 hour a lot shorter. I got told.
I think you knew that tall.
I'll never make a goalie by a bloke called George Muller at Halifax Town. He says you're too small, and then like to think, go through all them scenarios, and then end up playing for Ireland at 25, 26. It was quite a unbelievable progression what I'd done.
Who were the managers at the time, Alan?
I had Brian Kerr. Don't know if you've ever heard of him. Yeah, he was a really nice bloke. He gave me obviously first ever coach, and then Steve Staunton.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
Was you there with Mick McCarthy as well, or was
No.
that was prior? Okay.
he was before and after. I think he's been twice, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, we spoke to Dino earlier, wasn't it? And he said he was tapped up by Mick McCarthy, but he didn't have any Irish ancestry, was it? So
Who Dino?
Yeah.
Tried to.
We were trying everything.
Nick tried to get him to pay for.
You should have done what I did. I went to Cheltenham Races and spent more than 10 hours in Guinness tent and got out.
After the passport,
Pass me a
You're in
cab
the
on the way
club,
out.
Brilliant.
10 pints of Guinness and you're in.
if only you knew, yeah.
Okay.
So
we're going to do some winner stays on, or like a format. So are you familiar with this? Or it's just kind of like
read out some names.
we'll read out some names, and then if you think the other player is better, then that person stays on. And
Yeah, I know. I've seen them. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
starts for you.
Are we doing outfield players or goalkeepers?
It's goalkeeper.
I've got blind ranking goalkeepers, but we'll do that one at the end, boys.
Yeah, that's the blind ranking one. But
Okay.
the winner stays on is going to be goalkeepers, right?
It's goalkeepers,
Is
yeah.
that you for the start, or do you want me to?
No, you go for that
Right,
one.
okay. So the first one is Simon Tracy, and the next one to come up is Phil Jagielka.
Jagielka.
Yeah. Nick Colgan or Phil Jagielka?
Phil Jagielka.
Andy Lonergan?
No, Phil Jagielka. Is it that way? Yeah. No, I've got to go Andy Lonergan now because, yeah.
Okay, no worries. Mark Bunn?
Andy Lonergan.
Dean Kiley?
Dean Kyler.
Dean Kiley or John Ruddy?
Dean Kyler.
Roy Carroll?
Dean Kyler.
Doris De Vries?
Dean Kyler.
Bruce Grobler?
Bruce Grobler.
Carlo Nash?
Bruce Grobler.
Shea Given?
Shea Given.
Jack Butland?
Shea Given.
Rob Green?
Shea Given.
Right, okay, cool.
Next one is Sheffield Wednesday versus a Sheffield United. Best 11.
This is going one way, innit?
Well,
no, do you want me to? I'll be honest. Yeah,
So it goes.
We'll
I'll be right honest here.
we get some bites in the comments. Eh?
So basically, goalkeeper through to forward, 4-4-2. So I'll just give you a goalkeeper, a Wednesday legend or a United legend, and you pick basically. So goalkeeper starts. So Sheffield Wednesday, I'll call out first, then the Okay. So Kevin Pressman or Paddy Kenny.
Kevin Pressman.
Lee Bullen or George Baldock.
George Baldock.
Des Walker or Phil Jagielka.
Jagielka.
Roland Nilsson or Chris Morgan.
Chris Morgan. It's my team.
Peter Shirtliff or Jack O'Connell.
Jack O'Connell.
Carlton Palmer or Michael Brown.
Brown.
John Sheridan or Iliman Ndiaye.
Sheridan.
Chris Waddle or Morgan Gibbs White.
Waddle.
Paolo Di Canio or Michael Tongue.
Di Canio.
Benito Carbone or James Beattie.
Carbona.
And then David Hurst or Billy Sharp.
Billy Sharp.
Ideal.
It's about half that.
That's a fun one.
50-50 then,
Yeah, that's not too bad.
By the way, I had to go Kevin Pressman, but every time I played against Kevin Pressman, he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, he was, to be fair.
And why I like playing against him, I was only time with finished keeper in tunnel.
He was a unit, wasn't he, Pressman?
Even made me look slim.
He was the original, wasn't he?
Yep.
Well, then we're going to do a blind ranking goalkeepers now.
Right.
So put them in a position where you think
These are more of like the elite.
Shit, yeah, this can be hard, can't it? Because this one just comes up, don't you? And
So
Yeah.
we'll start nice and easy for you.
yeah.
Shea Given,
1 to 10.
1 to 10.
1 to 10.
I'm going to go 3,
David James.
6,
Alison Becker.
2.
Jordan Pickford.
And I don't know what numbers. I could have done with a piece of paper. 7.
Oliver Kahn.
Oh, wow.
Blast from the past.
Right, what numbers have I got left? I forgot.
You've got
1.
Yeah, you've got 1. Yeah, you've got 1, 5, 4, 8, 9, 10.
Khan's got to go in at 4 then.
Neville Southall.
10.
David Seaman.
6. I've got 6.
No, 6 is gone.
7.
7.
7.
Buffon.
1.
Dida.
Oh, shit. I've got 8 left. Is 8. What's my last 2 or
You've
3?
got 9 and... Yeah, 9 and 8.
8.
Okay, and then Fabian Barthez.
9. I need to, it's blind. It's horrible. That, isn't it? I feel shuffle that right round.
If you could swap one, what would it be if you could just swap one position with someone?
Nev 10's got to be a bit.
Yeah, it was tough, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oliver Kahn.
Is it?
Higher up.
Yep.
Maybe swap with Shea.
Okay.
Good.
Right,
stuff.
so next we're going to go into like your playing career. So we'll start off then with what was your first footballing memory? When was the first time you picked a football, and when did you first go in goals as well?
Just as a kid, basically. I was sport mad as a baby. Mum and Dad always said I just had footballs and cricket bats and tennis. Anything sport, I wanted it. Golf. And then obviously I just used to love diving around. Mm-hmm. Even when I was growing up as a kid, these like holes in my trousers from diving on concrete and stuff. Instead of off my rocker early doors with wanting to be in goal. So yeah, really, really young age. Plus, no one put the fat lad in goal, don't they?
That's true, yeah.
Do you think that, whatever that trait is in a goalkeeper, do you think you need that as a goalkeeper?
What, off your rocker?
Yeah, a little bit,
Yeah, I think you've got to be, aren't you? Well, to stand there and people fire balls at you down in front of people's feet and things like that. You're not full. Yeah, you've got to have something in there, haven't you?
Or maybe something not, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, I genuinely do think to be in that position, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And,
so Halifax, you said earlier you were, in your words, I think I've heard before, binned off by Halifax for being too small.
Yeah, so as a kid, I played with the same group of lads. Halifax played a local team called Boothtown Juniors and played for like Yorkshire and West Yorkshire and everything, and we all played together, loads of us. And then when it come down to the YTSs, obviously at 15 when we were leaving school, I think there were 8 of us, and the other 7 all got the YTS, and I was the only one that didn't. I got binned off. Basically, a bloke called George Muller got me, Mum and Dad in a room one day and just said, I'm afraid to say Patrick's not ever going to make a goal because he's not tall enough. And then my dad stood up, booted a chair over and went, I'll prove you wrong, you Scotch, C-U-N-T, and grabbed me and walked me out of the thing. And we went home. We used to have a dog called Rex at the time. And I was heartbroken. And he's like, as soon as we got home, he went, right, get your stuff, we're going down to the field, play field down road, calling Bob. No, I'm not going down. He's like, get your stuff now, we're going. No, I'm not going down. He went, one more time, get your stuff, we're going. And he used to wear his steel toe caps. He made me go down. And I look back, at the time I thought, you horrible twat. But then you look back over the years and the way it all ended up turning, that I needed that. I needed him to be strong and more or less force me to go down that day. And then obviously then over the years then I played in Halifax at different levels, always getting better. And so I'd start off like my local club, playing open age at 15 then, a club called St Columba's, and then I went from like the lower leagues Halifax within a couple of seasons to the top league. Then I went from a team called Stumpcross to a team called Ovington West Riding, which then played in the West Riding League, and then next thing back. So there were always progression, and obviously eventually managed to get my move to Bury through Warnock.
So did they take a keeper at Halifax?
No, they didn't. They kept the keeper from the year before, okay. So it was 2-year white test. So I think they already had the keeper from the year before.
I see. Okay, so I didn't know whether it was you or someone else.
No.
So how did Warnock spot you? There's got to be a story there. So
I was playing for Bradford Park Academy. I couldn't tell you who I was playing against, and he'd actually come with a bloke called Ron Reed to watch a striker from the other team, and I had a good game, and off the back of that, he got me on trial. I'd previously had a 2-week trial at Birmingham when Trevor Francis were manager, and I could have signed for either of them, Bury or Birmingham. But my manager at Bradford Park at the time was called Steve Staunton. He played for Liverpool back in the day. He literally said, go to Bury, you've got more chance. Birmingham have got a few quid. Birmingham just bought a bloke called Dele Adeboli for like £1 million quid.
Yeah, from Crewe?
Yeah. So they had like a lot, like decent money, whereas Bury didn't. So he says, you've got more chance of making it at Bury. And he more or less pushed me in that direction. And ended up with Warnock, and that's where the love affair started.
Love at first sight.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So then Sheffield United next? After Bury, yeah?
Yeah. They were a mad one, though. I went on loan first for some reason. It was something to do with Bury's finances. But I think they ended up buying me out. I think it was about 37 grand, 38 grand. So to get 8 years service out of me for that amount, it's not good investment. I think it was a decent sign from the club. But yeah, again, it was Warnock won it. I'll never forget, I went back to train. We'd been back training, and then this particular Monday I'd gone in, and Andy Priest was manager. He literally went, right, you've been sold to Sheffield United. I'm like, what? He went, you need to go to Sheffield now. We've sold you this morning.
Well,
And they were like, right, so I rung my agent. We went, yeah, you sold, we've agreed everything. I agreed, what? Yeah, like, so we went, well, you're getting away dry, so stop worrying about it. Get to Bramall Lane. And we sat, I went, okay. And I just got there and signed and, and ended up there 8 years.
Yeah.
Brilliant, yeah.
8 amazing years, to be fair. It was a lot of ups and downs, like, but it was...
How many appearances was it, do you know?
About 270, something like that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You had some great times at Sheffield United. Obviously, the cup run, and you had a couple of playoff appearances and promotions and things.
The first season I was there was absolutely frightening. We literally got to the playoff final, but we lost to Wolves 3-0. But we had FA Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
League Cup, so Arsenal, remember the Seaman save?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So and we could have beat them that day, and they were like Premier League, and we were like, it was Division 1 still, I think then. And we could have easily beat them that day.
Yeah.
And then in the League Cup semi-final, we played Liverpool, and we beat them at home 2-1. I think Tongi, I put him in my team, didn't I? Tongi got both goals, I think. And then we went to Anfield and lost. We were 1-0 down after 90 minutes. So we were like 2-2. Went to extra time, but away goals kicked in after extra time, so we had to go for it a bit. And then Owen scored late on, and then they knocked us out.
Was that the year they beat Birmingham in the final?
I think so, yeah. But in a way, I was quite glad, actually, because we'd gone unbeaten for loads of games, and I'd not changed my gloves.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, and they were in a right mess, had holes in them and everything. And I was just glad to get a new pair of gloves on because I was superstitious at that point. I remember thinking, I threw them into the crowd, and after the game at Anfield, I was just thinking, someone's going to grab them and think, does he seriously wear these to play the fucking game? They were horrendous. They stunk and everything. I didn't wash them over.
Going from like Bury to bigger club, Sheffield United, bigger crowds. What's that like as a player to play in big stadiums under pressure?
Do you know what? I didn't realise how big a club Sheffield United were until I went there. And that day when I said I signed, I went there that day and I signed and I trained. And that night they had a game against a team called Baslow, the local Sheffield team. And like at Bury, we used to have like 2,500, 3,000 at best watching. And I went and played this friendly on like half at side were a cricket pitch. And there were like 5,000 there. And I was like, oh shit, fucking hell. Just for a friendly. And then, like I said, but when I first went to Sheffield though, we like, obviously crowds had still gone up, but they were only like filling half at stadium, like 14,000. But by halfway, like 10 games or something into the season, we were doing that well.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we were getting nearly full houses. Yeah, so yeah, it was mad. It's one of them though. Sometimes with crowds, you've got to try blank them out. You know what I mean? Like you can't think, oh, I don't think there's much difference in like playing for like 20,000 or 80. It's a big crowd. No, it's just like it's a big crowd. You know what I mean? It's like either way, the big crowds. So I never like thought of it any differently. Me.
You had a decent relationship with some of the crowds.
Oh yeah, I used to have all banter, didn't I?
Yeah, you used to thrive off it. I think.
Yeah, of course I did, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to get all the grief and I used to give it back.
Yeah.
And I think I look back now and I think that's lost in game a little bit now, isn't it? Yeah. But I remember one time. Have you ever heard the pork pie story? No. So we're playing Rotherham away. It were a Friday night at the old Millmore ground. I'll run up to their stand. It were live on Sky, everything. And I'm carrying a towel and I've got a drink in my hand and they were singing "You Fat Bastard." I don't know why, but anyway, I runs up, puts my towel and my drink at side at post. And as I'm bent down, here's this, "Kenny, you fat twat, do you want a pork pie?" I looked up and there's a bloke stood there with a pack of 6 pork pies. I've gone, yeah, I do. So I've walked back at goal, picked this pork pie up, started eating it while I leant on the side at stand, and crowd were loving me. They were loving me now, thinking, oh, fair play, he's having banter. So anyway, I starts walking back in goal because game were about to kick, second half were kicking off. So I hears this, "Kenny, you want another?" Go on then. So I went and got another one. Walked back in the goal and I'm eating this pork pie. Game's kicked off now. Well, anyway, about 15, 20 minutes later, I'm bent over, I couldn't breathe. Pastry gives me heartburn. And physio looked over and he's gone to me, he's called Dennis. He went, "Paddy, you all right?" I went, "Nah." He went, "Why?" I went, "I've got heartburn." He went, "Ow." I went, "Don't fucking ask." He had to throw me some Rennies on. I managed to get through that one. But that was a little thing where they were giving me grief.
Yeah.
And then because they must have thought I was having a bit of banter here, and
Yeah,
When
in the
they were
crowd.
like,
So
yeah.
down, was he? Did he give you the pack of 6? Was he?
Yeah,
He finished in the 4, did he?
He had some inside info, I think. Yeah.
He's still in constipation, I guess.
Brilliant.
What sort of players were knocking around Sheffield in your
Early days.
career there?
Yeah, I've had some play. Obviously, we mentioned Chris Morgan, don't we? Phil Jagielka.
Yeah.
Carl Walker as well, yeah.
Walker and Morley, a young lad coming through.
So what was the deal with Jags? I heard he was like subkeeper most. There wasn't.
Yeah,
really a
Jags used to
subkeep-
train with us sometime, you know, goalies.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
They didn't go.
They were, he come on against Arsenal. Did you ever see that
Yeah.
one? We beat Arsenal at Bramall Lane. I pulled me groin taking a goal kick with half an hour to go, and we had no subkeeper on. And he had to go in goal, and he managed to make a few saves, and we still won 1-0.
So you rate him highly because you kept him.
Well, there were a few other games. Plymouth away, I got injured. He had to go and go for that one. Mm-hmm. Millwall, when I got sent off for fighting with Muscat in the tunnel. So, yeah, he's always done all right. The one where he got sent off against Millwall and Jags had to go and goal, we were losing 1-0 when I got sent off and we won 2-1. And Jags were in goal. He did really well. He made some good saves.
Did he give you stick if you won then?
Who, Jags? I
Yeah.
think he loved it.
Yeah.
He loved that little buzzer, like getting his shirt on, and
Yeah.
even though we're like putting a fucking duvet cover on him,
Is this the days of like 3 subs, 5 subs or whatever?
5.
Just didn't play
But Warnock just like he always had 3 or 4 strikers on bench.
Okay.
That's how I prefer it.
Brilliant. You mentioned about the Muscat incident. What was that? Like, how did that come about? I know there was a heated rivalry between Millwall and Sheffield United. So
No, I just remember we were losing 1-0 and Muscat had smashed a few of our players in first half. So when we were coming off at half time, I've literally running behind him and I've gone, Muzzy, you fucking bolly, pick on someone your own size. And he just turned around, headbutted me. Well, you're not expecting it at all.
Yeah.
And then my goalie coach grabbed hold of my arms from behind, so I was like kicking my feet out, trying to defend myself. Big Danny Dickio, striker, weren't even involved. I think he was in a suit. He had a Luke's head bottle in his hand. He ripped me over the head with that. It were all going off, the biggest scrap ever. And then he goes in the changing rooms at half time, and Warnock's like, what? When he were like nerves or something had gone on, he'd be like, he had a bit of a squeak to his voice. He'd go, what's gone off out there? And Chris Morgan went, Gaffer, don't worry about it. He says, Muzzy's headbutt Paddy. Paddy's had a bit of a go, but we've all backed him up. He says, we've had a right rucking. Yeah. He was like that. I fucking love you lot. What a fucking bunch I've got here. Rate team. Fucking sticking up for your teammates. Fair play to you. And you, Paddy, fucking brilliant. Don't take no shit off that Australian twat and all this. So I sat there. Next week, referee comes in the change rooms and goes, Paddy Neal, can you come in my change rooms? And we goes in and Muscat's in there with Dennis Wisey, with their manager. And he went, I'm afraid to say, I'm going to give you a red card and you a red card. So he goes back in, I sits down and he looks at me and went, what are you fucking doing? I went, what? And you fucking let all your teammates down and you've let me down. You've let club down. I went, what do you mean? He went, you've been sent off. I ain't got a subkeeper. I went, yeah, but you just said earlier about sticking up for myself. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. He says, go fucking sit in shower on your own. So I went and sat in shower on my own. Like I said, Jags went in goal and we were losing 1-0 and we come back and won 2-1. And after the game, we were all in the change rooms and he's like, fucking hell, we don't need Paddy no more. Jags can play in goal now. I was looking at him thinking, you twat.
Yeah.
Brilliant. He was a bit like that, wasn't he? He didn't like players injured or people who were not involved in the game.
Oh, no, he wouldn't speak to you. If you were no good to him, he probably wouldn't speak to you. And I had it one time when I did my knee ligaments and cartilage.
Yeah.
We were playing Crystal Palace away on a Tuesday night and I'd actually agreed a new contract on the Tuesday morning and I was going to be signing it on the Wednesday when I got back. I was going to stay at a hotel. Anyway, I played in the game and it was actually one of my old teammates, Sean Derrer. 50-50 with him. I'd done my knee ligaments and cartilage and instead of like signing my new deal, I were having a scan on my knee. That night, I mean, having an operation.
But, is this at Sheffield United? Or?
Yeah. And this contract all of a sudden weren't there. And it was 4 months we were off table. Warnock didn't speak to me much because if you were no good to him sometimes, he didn't speak to you. But the minute I were about a couple of weeks off being fit, I were main man again. And then all of a sudden contract were on the table, wasn't it? But I refused to sign it unless they backdated it to when we agreed. So I thought, I'm standing my ground here. I managed to get my money. Like.
What's it like negotiating like that? You know, if you move through clubs. Is it like, do you do much? Your agent does most of it. Do you tell your agent?
Yeah,
what you want?
I always tell this one when I never forget. I were at Sheffield and doing well. Apparently, a few clubs were sniffing around and all this. Like my agent was like, so I worked on a lot. I think I were on like 1,200 quid a week, which were not a lot compared to some. I know in reality it is a lot of money, but not to like what some of the players were on at the time. And my agent just literally says, "You should be earning blah blah. I'm going to get you $7,000 a week." And I'm like, "You ain't gonna pray get me $7,000 a week from that." He went, "I am. You just trust me and stick with me, and I'll get you $7,000 a week." So anyway, first contract off. So my agent went to see Warnock and club, and they were like, "Yeah, we think he deserves a new deal. We'll give him one." So it was literally first contract were like 2,200. No. Week later, 3,300. No. Week later, 4,000. So like from 1,200 to 4,000, you're like,
Quadruple.
It's literally a ridiculous wage rise. I'm my agent's like, no. So at this point now, Warnock's getting fucking pissed off with me. And he's literally got me, and one day he's just gone, "You fucking greedy bastard." He says, "I remember you were on 400 quid a week at Berra, and now you're turning down $4,000. He went, "You're a fucking joke." And I'm like, "Gaffer, well, man." He went, "No, don't speak to you, I'm fucking done with you." But luckily enough, I was going on international duty, and I'll never forget, I got over to Ireland, I'd landed in Dublin, and I had a voicemail. "Do me a favour, stay in fucking Ireland, don't come back, I don't want you no more."
Really?
That's what he said, right?
In a squeaky
On
voice.
voice note. Fucking hell, I've had enough of you. So anyway, I'm away. I'm thinking happy days. I'm away for 10 days, buzzing. On like last couple of days when I was there, my agent rings me up and he went, "Right, they've agreed on. You've got your $7,000 a week." I'm like, "What?" He went, "Well, they've gone to see Kevin McCabe, the owner, and he's basically just said give him what he wants. So when you get back, the following day, I'll meet you at ground and you'll sign your deal." So I goes to Bramall Lane and goes in Warnock's office. My agent's in there and the chief exec, contracts on the table. Next thing, door opens behind me. Warnock walks in, puts his arm around me and went, "If anyone deserves that, son, it's you," and walked off laughing. No, I didn't fully speak to me for 4 weeks. He got right kite on me. Call me all names under the sun. But he said afterwards, he says, "Well, it's one of them, isn't it? If I get you for X amount, I might be able to use the rest of it for another player," and that's how it works.
Yeah, definitely. There was Sean Bean was on one of the directors of the board. Did you ever see him much around the ground?
A couple of times, yeah.
Yeah.
We were there, but you didn't often see him, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't too much involved in, like you say, asking for more money or whatever.
No, I don't think he had out to do with stuff like that, no.
Oh, right, fair enough. Yeah, so obviously you had a few good times at Sheffield United. What was the playoff final like? That was in Cardiff, wasn't it? Against Wolves, you
Wolves,
said?
yeah.
3-0. What was it? A bit obviously disappointing, but what was it like playing in such a high-stakes game?
I've lost in two playoff finals and like the worst game of football you can... Mm-hmm. There's no leeway with it. You lose, you're not... That's you, the other team are in the Premier League, you're not. Yeah. And it's not like a league game where, we'll put it right next week. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, shit, we're off now for 4 or 5 weeks and it's on your mind all the time.
And you've worked the whole season together.
Yeah. I think I look back that one when we lost to Wolves, just we'd had that many games that season because, like I said, FA Cup semi-final, League Cup semi-final, 40-odd league games, already 3 playoff games. It were like 60-odd games, like throughout the season. I just think it took its toll on us at end up. Like I remember, like it was just like when we played Arsenal on the Sunday in the semi-final FA Cup, we had a game Tuesday night as well. So we were like one of them. That's how the games were coming towards back end of the season because we'd had the games cancelled because of his cup runs. Yeah. I just think that Wolves game was literally one game too far.
Yeah, we spoke to Dean about it, and he said about being, obviously he didn't make the squad and he was disappointed and he took off. What any memories about that time where
I had to drive him home? We're at the Belfry.
Right, okay.
We're at the Belfry and I had to drive him back home when he'd been told he wouldn't be in the squad. He was like a bit awkward in car.
Yeah, but he's disappointed to miss out that final.
So